Good morning, everybody. So let's do a little FANG Gong. The first movement in our version of FANG Gong is Yang Qi clears tension. The earth is yin. Heaven, above, is yang. They're both equally important, but in this case, we're gathering yang qi and breathing it in through the crown chakra, letting it wash through the body and break up any tension in the body, and then wash it out the bottom of the feet, the yin shuan in the bottom of the feet. So the yang qi is considered good qi, but so is yin qi. Yin and yang are equal. And just like on our symbol, the Tai Chi 2, one does not exist without the other. They're actually the same thing moving together. So night and day is the same thing. Annie had a dream the other day, and she came back from that dream with a phrase. Do you remember the wording of the phrase? Because it was really beautiful. Anything that's real.
Anything that's real comes from the earth.
Comes up from the earth.
Comes up from the earth.
That's a wonderful phrase. Anything that's real comes up from the earth. That's exactly right. So one force that we call yang is coming down. Another force is called yin coming up. And yin comes up because yang comes down. Yang comes down because yin comes up. So they're on one way, on the surface, they look like exact opposites, but actually they're the same thing. Right? So gather some yang qi and breathe it into the crown chakra, and then gently wash it through the body like a tide of energy, and picks up anything that's tired or tense or anxious, and then wash it down your legs and out the bottom of your feet. The second move, yin and yang harmony. Okay, why do they call this yin and yang harmony? Well, as I said before, yin and yang are actually one thing, but they're complementary opposites. So look inside yourself for all the ways that this simple little exercise coordinates those complementary opposites. Well, for one thing, you're shifting your weight, right and left, right and left, right. Okay, my weight is, follow in, my weight is on my right leg. That's called a full leg. So this is the yang leg. The left leg in this case has no weight on it. It's called empty. That's the yin leg. Then we shift it. Now this is the yang leg and this is the yin leg. So one way, there's yin and yang, is just shifting your weight. Another way is when you're doing these are circles. And you're circling your hip when you do this. And that encourages you to roll your hip. But you may notice that that's not the only thing that's rolling. Your shoulders are also rolling. So your hips and your shoulders are rolling. Normally the shoulders might be considered yang because they're in the upper part of the body, and the hips considered yin. But now you're coordinating them or harmonizing them. And you may notice something about this exercise. It's good for all the exercises. It's very gentle. You're not forcing anything to harmonize. You're just relaxing. You're relaxing into the harmony. You can look for other ways that complementary opposites are harmonizing, falling into sync, relaxing into synchronization. So one is when in this case, my right hand comes up in a little pung, my left hand is going down in a little on, and now they switch, pung on the left, a little on the right. Pung on the right, a little on the left. Pung is expansion, so it's yang. On is contraction, so it's yin. So I'm expanding on one side of my body, and I'm contracting on the other side. And now I expand on the left and contract on the right, expand on the right, contract on the left. and I'll mention one final one, but you can look for others. What we're essentially doing are Lee circles, front to back circles. When you do Lee circles, you're using the microcosmic orbit. So the orbit of energy that goes down the front of the body, under the crotch, up the back, over the top of the head, down the front, under the crotch, or in reverse. So this side is coming up my back, but this side is going down my front. Then it switches, and now the left side is coming up my back, and the right side is going down my front. Right side up the back, left side down the front, left side up the back, right side down the front. Or you can just feel that as a cycle that goes like this. So the first three movements in our FANG Gong, or I should say the second, third, and fourth movement, yin and yang harmony, bear presses palms, and the emperor's cartwheels are all variations on a single theme. So let's do bear presses palms. Wow, it looks kind of like what we just did. Kind of. And I continue to follow Annie. Okay, how is this different? How is it the same? The first exercise we did, yin and yang harmony, those are true circles. So they include Peng, Lu, on, Ji, on both circles. That's also true for here, but mainly it's Peng on one side and on the other. So instead of being circular, it's more linear. It's more up and down. So you could go all the way from the crown chakra all the way down to the root chakra. The crown chakra, the root chakra. And one side is lifting, right? The hand is relaxed, but you have Peng in the wrist, You're lifting with the wrist, you could say. And then you're pressing down while you lift with the other side. Okay, so that gets this rhythm going side by side and a kind of energy flow up and down in the body. Rather than the Du-mai and the Ren-mai, it's focusing more on the Chong-mai, on the central column, right where the spine is, the front of the spine. So the energy goes all the way from the top of the head down to the feet. Continue to follow Anna. You may notice in the first exercise, we're kind of going around the hips. So we're out here more or less on the side. This exercise is more toward the center. So when I come up, I'm coming right up to the center of my body and then down to the foot down there, again up to the center of the body and down to, in this case, the left foot, center, right foot, center, left foot. So you're doing different things, even though these are closely related exercises, you're doing different things when you do them. When you're doing this exercise, part of you is raising up to the top of the head. But part of you is pressing down all the way to the ground. So what happens is it stretches things in between. And relax and stretch. Well, what's stretching, right? The Chong-mai, the central column, right? And along with that, the physical part is the spine itself, right? There's energy going down, there's energy coming up, and everything gets stretched in between. Some of you may remember the principle Shuling Dingjing, Qi Chen Dan Qian. What is light inside the body, the mind and the qi, goes up. What is heavy, the qi itself, goes down. All right? So the mind goes up, the mind and spirit go up, and the qi goes down. The mind and spirit goes up, the heavy qi goes down. Mind and spirit are associated with fire, so they want to go up. Qi is associated with water, it wants to go down. What's heavy is going down, what's light is coming up. Okay. final exercise we're going to do today, Emperor's Cartwheels. All right, follow Annie. Emperor's Cartwheels is in a way, is a kind of combination of yin and yang harmony and bear presses palms. There's a big circular motion. So of course you're using the microcosmic orbit. But there's also a lot of upness and a lot of downness. So you're also stretching the Zhongmai inside. You're doing both. And now, instead of with yin and yang harmony really focuses on the abdomen, circling like this. Now we're circling the whole body, all the way from the crown chakra to the bottom of the feet. And reverse. Continue to follow Annie. Now, if you're like me, when you do these exercises, even though they're very, very gentle, your hands are kept very gentle. They're very soft. To do that on purpose. When your hands get activated, your mind gets drawn out of your body and begins to interact with the world. But when they're very soft, it's much easier to stay internal. So when I do these exercises, when I start, for instance, Emperor's Cartwheels, I feel all kinds of adjustments going on in my back, right? Little pops and cracks, and so, wow, it's really doing something, even though it's very soft and gentle. Right? Okay. Okay, so, you know, in the United States, and this is true for a lot of the modern world everywhere around the globe, but certainly in the United States, when we exercise, there's something in the back of the mind that says the harder the better. The exercise should be really hard. You should sweat like a pig. You should, you know, you gotta really make it rip, right? There's a place for that in the world. That's very yang, right? But these exercises are not yang. They're very yin. Qigong is really a yin exercise. Tai Chi is actually a yin exercise. So these exercises we're doing are very quiet. And so there's a kind of unspoken prejudice because it's unconscious that's no good. That's not good exercise. Only when you're letting it rip is it any good. But that's not true. This kind of very soft exercise is very, very good for you. If your teacher stops talking and you actually get to the exercises, you can relax into the exercises, and relaxing lubricates the joints, right, and the muscles and the tendons, and helps the body, the health of the body in a way that really yang exercise can't do, particularly for certain folks in certain conditions. So if you're a little older, right, this is a great kind of exercise. When you're young, you want to go out and conquer the world. You want to become a mighty man, right? You want to become a great athlete. There's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely what you should do when you're young. But that's really young. It's outgoing. It's ambitious. Right? It's expansive. That's all yang. But you can't run the world just on yang energy. There has to be an equal yin energy meeting it. Yin energy is, yang is all outgoing. I want to win the tennis tournament. I want to be a big football player. I want to be Mr. Olympic. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But when you're in a situation where you don't want to be ambitious like that, what you want to do is to turn inside and work on your own body and your own health. That's not yang, that's yin. And these exercises were devised to do that kind of yin work, that very soft, quiet, internal work. It's not ambitious about anything out there in the outer world. It's just about letting things relax inside and feeling your own sense of health and well-being. And touch the earth. And close your pores. Salute our masters. And salute your classmates. Thank you, everyone. If you're going to stay for beginning Tai Chi, give me 10 minutes. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Ciao.